This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you are. This is part 9 of Become cTrader Master webinars, and today we are going to talk about the news, the data, the economic calendar, and how this impact your trading habits, your trading behavior. What are the biggest mistakes traders make in order to use this kind of news events releases, and how the cTrader can help you basically to trade this kind of events better. So let's just focus on the today's webinar. Let me just switch to the panel, and let me share my screen. There you go. This is the cTrader, of course. Let me just click here so I can have the full screen, of course, solution for the current webinar. So what do we have here? How can we apparently use the cTrader when we trade the news? How can we improve the news trading? How the features of the cTrader can be in favor and increase the odds of the profitable trade. First off, let's just talk about the news, the calendar, and the data releases. So if you want to find the recent news from the general market or from the crypto markets, you go to right hand side on the cTrader, and you look into the news tab. Under the news tab, there is plenty of news for you to choose from, and there's plenty of the analysis regarding the current situation when this news was published. For example, for today, we got the first news of the 2023 regarding the Brazil trade balance registered at 4.8 billion, which is above the expectations of 3 billion in December. Very short news, nevertheless delivered perfectly. We got other news. This one is from 2023 as well. This is from today as well. This is news regarding the euro dollar. Euro dollar struggles around the 2-week high of 1.0700, tumbles to 1.0650. So you got this data regarding the Eurozone S&P Global Manufacturing PMIs, European Central Bank comments, and of course there is an analysis of the euro dollar at the very bottom of this panel. So we got, of course, then the news, the description of the news that might influence the market, and of course, if we swipe down, we got the euro dollar price analysis, the technical outlook for the euro dollar. We can click on the on this chart in order to increase for the full screen, and you can see this is the current situation. You can have it like this, you can have it like that, not a problem. So it can go off if you want. Let me just take a look here, because it doesn't want to switch back to the oh, there you go. I need to there you go. And what else should I do? Maybe should I close the image and then come back to the cTrader. So that's the thing. This is how you do it. Please remember, it's open in the new window. So sometimes when the full screen mode is on, you might feel kind of a confused like me for a moment. And of course, you got the last price, the today's last price, the today's statistics, today's open, today's last price, the trends. So you got the daily simple moving averages, 20, 50, 100, and 200, and the current daily levels of the every particular moving average. You got the levels for the previous day high, previous day low, the previous month high, month low. The daily pivots are available here as well, and of course the daily Fibonacci, 38% and 61% respectively. So plenty of data from this panel in form of the written and the news, written news related to the euro dollar. There's a chart, there's a technical analysis, and additional levels here that might work for your strategy as well. If you click here, you will come back to the previous panel, and for example, you can take a look at the Australian dollar analysis here. The same situation, the key highlights are here, and then of course the text description. And of course, then there's supposed to be some kind of technical levels. There's supposed to be some kind of a technical analysis. This time we don't have any chart. Nevertheless, we still have the technical levels provided for this analysis. This is for the general markets, which means this is the forex majors, forex minors, forex exotic pairs. You have the analysis of the US dollar. You have the analysis of the for example, S&P 500 and stuff like this. So plenty of the major markets that are key markets to keep an eye on. The analysis and the description is apparently here, and the news related to these markets are still here. The crypto markets, as you can see, there's an option to click on the crypto, and then of course you have all of the news related to the cryptocurrency markets. It's the first day of the 2023, so we have the top 3 price prediction for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, and for the Ripple, forecasting the first moves of 2023. And the situation is the same as it was just on the general market view. You got the key highlights, you got the description of the, for example, this one is some kind of a scenario, some kind of a prediction for 2023. You got the technical part here. Of course, if you click here, you got the chart. You can increase the chart, and of course, this is the Bitcoin, this is the Ethereum technical part, this is the XRP. So pretty neat, pretty nice technical analysis provided for the cTrader inside of this panel under the news tab. For example, you can have a much more exotic cryptocurrencies. If you are into some sort of the really heavy cryptocurrency trading, you might have, for example, Matic. Matic is a very specific cryptocurrency. It's a polygons, kind of a native cryptocurrency, and as you can see, you got a very nice analysis regarding this cryptocurrency, and then of course there is some sort of the technical picture of it. So pretty much very very big analysis can be found here, right? Very informative and nicely done with all of the ingredients that's supposed to have a good analysis article can be found under the news tab, and you can find, of course, news and analysis together under this button. What else do we have here? We got the calendar tab. Of course, if you click on the calendar tab, we need to choose then the market we are interested in. Let's stick, for the sake of this webinar, to the euro dollar. I've chosen the euro dollar calendar for today. Nevertheless, let's find out this week what is going on the euro dollar this week. What are the key events, key data releases that might affect the euro dollar price behavior. So the first thing is that we have, as you can see here, the impact of the news, the actual number, the consensus number, and of course the previous number, the previous data released. It depends. 1 week ago, 1 month ago, half or a quarter ago. It depends what kind of news that is. So let's find out some kind of a most the news that might have the most impact on the market behavior. And we found out that the harmonized index of consumer prices, and that's very interesting because this data came from the Germany, and it will affect the euro. So please notice the very cool feature. And every news which is listed here will affect either euro or dollar. It won't affect the Australian dollar directly, right? So if you change the market here, for example, to the, I don't know, British pound, completely different. As you can see, the event calendar changed to the British pound. Okay, so let's go back to the euro dollar. Let's say we are interested in the euro dollar, and what do we have here is of course the this week calendar, this week events. Let's find out the one that might have the highest impact on the market. This is the harmonized index of consumer prices year to year basis. Actual reading is not known because this data is scheduled for release in 18 hours. The consensus is 10.7%. The previous number was 11.3%. So the market participants expect a drop in index of the consumer prices, which is basically inflation. Okay, so the inflation is expected to drop from 11.3% to 10.7%. And generally it works on two different levels here if we consider the news trading. The first level that the news are being, of course, perceived by the market participants is the level of surprise or inline data release with the consensus. So for example, if in 18 hours, the harmonized index of consumer prices from Germany will be less the consensus of 10.7%, for example, 9.9%, right? That means the data beats the expectations because we expect a drop from 11.3, that was last reading. Now we expect 10.7. Anything less than 10.7% is actually a surprise for the market participants, which means they might act on this news much more aggressively, much more dynamically, and the volatility of this news, the market volatility during the news release might increase substantially. Okay, the second level is the impact of this data. I have chosen the high impact data release because if this data release in the history used to create a high volatility and the impact was clearly visible on the markets, okay, that means of course the market participants will as well take it into the account. So first, what is this event that is being released to the markets? What is the impact of the data release of the market historically? This is high impact data, and whether the actual data released at the specific time are better or worse than consensus. Okay, and the market behavior will be apparently the market will behave accordingly to these two levels, to these two things regarding the data risk on the euro dollar. So please do not underestimate this kind of data if you are trading the euro. And you can find plenty of this data here during this week that might have a medium impact, that might have a low impact, or might have not impact as well. That means historically they didn't cause any aggressive dynamic price spikes up or down. It doesn't actually matter. So this is the thing you need to know. Of course, on the other hand, we have some data from the US in form of the FOMC minutes release. So this is a high impact data release, and of course there is no previous data, there's no consensus, there's no actual number, because this is not an event that is publishing a numbers, a data, specific data that can be provided here. This is of course about FOMC minutes. So the market participants will during this this data release will try to guess the FOMC point of view on the current state of the affairs, economic affairs, of course. So this is just a general data release. Nevertheless, I'm trying to find the NFP. There's the ADP employment change from the US, of course, that precedes the NFP payrolls release. And there you go. I think core commonized consumer prices, retail sales. I'm trying to find the non-farm payrolls, one of the most violent, let's say, most dynamic, most increasing the volatility event data release in the forex market at all. Okay, so that's the data that everyone should be paying attention to, because it's a high impact data. So that's the first level, and the second level is the previous let's say non-farm payrolls were at the level of 263,000 people, and the consensus right now is 200,000. So that means less people will find the jobs in non-farm economic sector. So the actual number, if the actual number will be better than 200,000, that means the US dollar should appreciate and the euro should not appreciate this situation. On the other hand, if the actual number will be less than 200,000, of course, this will be much more in favor of the euro dollar. So what you need to know if you want to trade this kind of event, please notice that you need to know something about every of this data release. Okay, so you need to know how to trade it and when the actual data released, for example, in form of the non-farm payrolls, is better or worse, and for what currency. Okay, so it's not that much. It's not that much about the impact of the market alone. The interpretation of the data is very, very important as well. So you need to know a little bit about this. And if you click on this description here on this box, you can see that there is of course some kind of a brief description on this event, the non-farm payrolls. The cTrader module provides you with the description of this kind of event. If you click here, you have the description of the average hourly wages. There's the unemployment rate description as well. So plenty of the cool features here in this panel. You don't have to go to the other sites, fundamental sites that gives you fundamental analysis or economic news. You don't have to go there. You have everything here in this very neat box. And what is even more cool in this feature is that if you click, for example, on the crude oil, there are some data related to the crude oil. Apparently, as you can see, data that might affect the crude oil prices. So please don't make this mistake when you just swipe up and down the calendar, the forex calendar, in order just to see the high impact trades. the high impact sorry, data release in order to open the trade, because sometimes it's not that much straightforward as you want it, of course, to be. So that's the calendar. This is the calendar for this week. Of course, you can see the calendar for the that was for the previous week. And let's for the previous week, it's not that much violate week. So let's say, okay, let's just say the previous week, and let's say the euro dollar again, because it's the most liquid market these days. It's very early of 2023. Those, of course, are the data that were published, published already. In previous week, you can see the actual number, the actual data that should be generated. You can, of course, open from this level. You can open a new euro dollar chart. You can add the symbol to the watch list if you don't have it in your watch list. Or, of course, you can set a price alert. For example, if you are trading NFP pairs, you can set the alert, and this alert might pop up when, for example, the euro dollar, let's say, will break, let's say, above this high. This high is 1.07, let's say, I don't know, 20. So if the bid will is higher than 1.0720, there you go. This is the level you want to see, and some kind of a message: NFP beats. For example, NFP beats the expectations. Okay, so if you create the alert, you have your level right now on the chart. So it says NFP beats, and if NFP will beat the expectations, then, of course, for example, in that situation, let's say the market will spike higher. So if it breaks above 1.0720, you can say that, okay, I want to trade it, right? So this is my level. Notify me here when the data release will beat this kind of a level. So what you should do right now, how do you want to trade it, right? You are, let's say, you are not in the front of the computer, you are not in the front of your laptop, you don't want to forget about this event, so you set the price alert, but you only want to trade it if the NFP payload beats the expectations. So what you should do is, of course, use the limit order. What kind of order you should place here? This is very easy. You click on the new order, right? Please remember, you want to click breakout above 1.0720. What you need is some kind of a limit order. In this case, we are going to use a stop order. We want to buy a stop. The entry price is the breakout above 1.0721. Let's say this is your entry, and you want to trade. Let's say it doesn't matter right now. I will trade my micro lot. Of course, if you hover around, you can see all of the detailed informations that you need to open the trade, the margin, the PIP value, and then trade value and stuff like this. You might say that this particular order should expire, right? This is very, very, very important. Should expire on January. This is the Friday, right? So this is the 6th. It should expire on Friday 6th, and then you should know the data release time. So if you take a look here, you can see that this is the 2:30. Yeah, I remember that exactly. So 2:30. There you go. If they won't break the level of 1.0721 until 2:30, to 2:30 and 5 minutes, so that's 35 minutes after that 2 p.m. this trade will expire, so it will be off the market, right? Let's say you want to place a take profit. Let's say take profit will be in pips, and this is 100 pips higher. Okay, so that's your take profit. You might, of course, set the stop loss. Let's say stop loss will be minus 50, so it will be 50 pips below the entry price. Please remember, below the entry price, not the actual price, but the entry price. The entry price is 1 pip above 1.0720, so it's 1.0721, because 1.0720 is your price alert. Because what you want to do, you want to trade possible breakout to the upside if NFP beats the expectations. And your command is NFP trade, for example. Woohoo! This is your trade. If you place your order, there you go. Okay, there is of course confirmation, as you could see it here. There was a confirmation of this order, and you got this order here on your chart. So it's very easy to place an order. It's very easy to postpone the limit order, the stop order. It only matters which side of the market you want to trade, buy or sell. In that situation, this is just an example. For the educational purposes only. I'm just showing you guys that you can, for example, trade the NFP payroll data release. If NFP beats the expectations, maybe the market will fly high, and if the market will fly high, spike high above 1.0720, above this high from the this is yesterday's the last year basically high, because this is the first day of the New Year's Monday trading. This is the Monday. So if it spikes above let's say 1.0720, so that's around 10 pips above the last swing high, you, let's say in this situation, me, want to enter this trade and trade it from the level of 1.0721. So this is why I placed the stop, the buy stop order, basically. So this is how it works. You can find plenty of this kind of data releases here regarding, of course, to the currency or currency pair that you are interested in. All you have to do is to look for the high impact data, for example, and then of course when during the time of the actual risk, whether the data beats or be in line with the expectations. So it depends on that depends on the market response to the particular event, data risk event. Of course, you can change the market. You can change the market to the different ones. As you can see, I can watch the Tesla stock. As well. Nonetheless, it might be quite hard to see kind of a data connected to the Tesla stock. Nevertheless, plenty of this data might be from the US in form. Let's say next week. There you go. Next week, important data for the Tesla according to our calendar, as you can see, are here. And of course, the consumer price index from the US and inflation expectations is a very, very important, because Tesla manufacturer might consider this as another adjustment in price of the Tesla car. Or of course, Michigan consumer sentiment. The Tesla might bother whether the consumers will basically buy more cars or not. Should they increase the productivity or maybe not? Maybe the productivity should stay in line, and so on and so on. So what you need to do is to master the forex calendar, master all of these events, at least the one that are marked in red. So the one marked in red have the high impact on the market. So you need to know what is the consumer, for example, where's the Chicago PMI or the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, which is, as you can see, important for the market participants. If you don't know, you click here and you have the explanation. So pretty handy, pretty cool feature of the cTrader. You don't have to go anywhere. Of course, if you have a multiple screens, you can unpin this calendar from here and put it on a different screen, basically, to have it on full screen, for example, and leave the chart just on the on the screen of the other monitor, for example. So it's up to you. How do you set up your trading session with the cTrader? You can do this without any problems. And of course, news and analysis, very interesting point of view. As you can see, we have some other news here. Last news available. There you go. The forex today just came in just a couple of minutes ago. We just received the very important data, sorry, very important news from the market. US dollar mixed as financial markets return to normal. And you have some commentary, some notes regarding the US dollar just from today. So there is no need for you to go to the forex news sites, forex calendar sites elsewhere over the web, because you might lost your focus, you might lost your discipline, and for example enter some social media or something like this and play with that instead of, for example, doing the research, doing the analysis, or reading the analysis when you, of course, trying to trade the market. So pretty handy, pretty cool features on the cTrader. I would like to say that that's one of the coolest things that you can have in this platform, related of course to the trading, to the direct trading, day trading, or scalping on the forex market. So very nice kind of a feature added to the cTrader. I'm really happy that the developers decided to include this calendar and the news and the analysis straight into the traders to save you hassle, to save you surfing the internet, to save you lose your discipline, lose your focus, lose your trading mindset. You don't have to do this anymore with the cTrader. So I hope that I showed you guys how to utilize the forex calendar, how to utilize the news, the technical analysis, how to place the order if you are planning to trade the news, if you're planning to trade the data release. And this is of course for the educational purposes only. So please be aware that all of these situations I have shown you here are for the beginners, for the traders that are just new on the forex market, in order to have an example of how they can, because they don't have to, how they can utilize the features of the cTrader platform. That's basically everything from me for this webinar. Thank you very much for participation in this webinar. I hope we will meet again with another cool features, cool modules that are still waiting to be discovered in the cTrader platform. For now, Happy New Year. I wish you the best in your trading career, and I hope we will see again soon. So take care and bye-bye.